Hello and welcome to Raven's Arcana. I am Raven. Thank you as always for joining me, and I will be performing a tarot spread for the month of December for the sign of Aries. All right, and we're going to start out with a Rider-Waite tarot deck. Got a shuffle here, and everything's pre-shuffled. Just want to wake up some of the energy. Mix it up a little bit, right? Now, I always like to shuffle right before I read. Even if I pre-shuffled for anything, it just feels like it just kind of wakes up, like I said, the energy. And once again, this will be a reading for the sign of Aries, and this is going to be for the month of December. So a little bit of tarot insight for all my Aries out there, right? We'll get one more shuffle. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. And here we go. Let's cut it and see where the ride takes us. All right, Aries, here we go. So we're going to have the Five of Swords reversed. We're going to have the Page of Wands reversed. And we're going to have the Queen of Wands upright. All right. So there appears to be some conflict that you're moving past. So you've had some arguments and some disagreements. It doesn't have to be, physical, but with the swords, it's always mental. So maybe there was some mental anguish there, and it could have been internal. You could have been toiling over something that you're trying to move past, and you've gotten past it, right? You're moving forward. Now, I think what you have kind of focused on to try to get you past that, you still have some kind of blockage there. So the Page of Wands, that's going to signify like new ventures, new adventures, right? Creativity. And I think you've tried to channel what I'm feeling. You try to channel some creativity to try to block out and try to get over whatever was going on. And now I'm feeling yes. So this was inner grief, inner anxiety that you are now moving past in the month of December, which is great, right? And we still have a little bit of blockage here. So while you've moved on, you've ended a cycle, and you've started a new cycle on the creativity front, right? There's some blockage there. But we have the Queen of Wands there. We have the Mother of Creativity on your side. So if I'm looking at this as a past, present, future, your future is going to be filled with fueling that inspiration, the mother nurturing whatever idea, whatever took you past this grief, this anxiety, this inner turmoil. It's going to be a happy ending for this. And this distraction that you had is actually going to come to fruition, and it will be nurtured by this masculine, by this divine feminine energy. Now, let's get some clarifying cards here. So we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and we have the Six of Wands reversed. Now, what this is going to signify is that moving in between is how I'm feeling this. So going from the past to the present, you have the Wheel of Fortune. It was the end of a cycle. Now, this was not really something that you came back, you signed an agreement to come back and deal with. This was self-imposed. So this is not one of those trials. This is not one of these lessons that you were supposed to learn. This is a transition trying to distract yourself from. This was a bump in the road that you created, right? This is not something that was destiny, or meaning this was destined for you to learn as a lesson. So this is self-created anxiety, grief, mental anguish, if you will. Then we have the channeling into a new area, a new aspect, to try to get rid of that, to try to de-stress yourself, if you will. And then we have the transition, the Queen, right? Nurturing that new idea, that new creation, that new spiritual avenue. We have the Six of Wands reversed. Now, the Six of Wands is usually a celebratory card. You're celebrating from coming out of the Five of Wands, which was, scattered ideas, things like that. This being reversed, I would say this is going to be a difficult journey Now, you're on the right path because you have the queen there ready to nurture this. To, if you are looking at this as an internal journey, that what I said before, the divine feminine energy will help you nurture this idea, will help you get yourself down the road to progress, to continue on this path that you didn't really think was going to be something that was going to be for you, or a path that you were going to take. It was just going to be a distraction. So this is a difficult transition, as shown by the Six of Wands. It is not going to be something you're going to celebrate quickly, right? And let's move into another deck here. So I have the Tarot of the Magical Forest here. We're going to use these for clarification. Once again, these are pre-shuffled, but I always like to, like I said, stir up the energy, get the juices flowing, wake up the intuition here. All right, always like to cut them, and here we go. So let's go the other way. We're going to have the Six of Swords reversed, and we're going to have the Six of Wands upright. Interesting. So this will also signify that this transition is not smooth sailing. So once you use this distraction to get rid of that inner mental chaos, if you will, you're not having a transition here where it's smooth sailing. You are still, kind of under the gun, or you're not able to process everything. This is stressful. You've moved from one stressor to a new one. Now, with this clarification here, and these two cards marrying each other, kind of amazing, right? Out of the 78 cards in each of the decks, we pulled the Six of Wands to marry each other. So I see something based on this. This signifies kind of light and dark with the opposites, right? Above, below. So you are going to have to bring whatever is below the surface, something either you're not acknowledging to either another person, but I just feel like this is all about you. It's all about you, Aries. You are going to have to deal with something that you suppressed to actually have this celebration and to have this avenue, this pathway, this idea, this new beginning nurtured, right? And let's see. Do this. Three of Swords reversed. And the... This is going to be the Page of Swords upright. I love the card. All the swords are cats in here. I'm a cat person, so digging it. Anyway, back to the reading. So there is heartbreak here. This is something, yes, this is very emotional, and it had to do with something, a matter of the heart, if you will. There was something that you had to deal with. And like I said, this is not a destiny. You created this. This is self-created. So this could be a passion project. This could be a relationship. This could be something that you poured some passion into, and it went in, and it was kind of a, it was a mind game, meaning, I'm trying not to use bad language here. It was a mind F, if you will. It messed you up mentally. And I know, with a heart here, I just see that, the swords are coming out when you move past that. And you became, that you had a little bit of victory there. You had some clarity with the Page. And you had a new idea, which that new idea is going back to something you actually created, which I would say is your destiny, because a queen sits there. The mother of fire sits there waiting for you to deal with whatever you suppressed, right? And let's jump in and pull a few more cards. We're going to use the Illuminati Tarot deck. I'm going to mix it up here. I'm going to shuffle these a couple times. Aries, yeah. I like it. I like it. I like that you had an issue that was self-created, wasn't part of your journey. Kind of you took maybe you tried to take a shortcut, and it didn't end up well. And it was something that you invested a lot in. And we have this on the end, right? And what do we have here? So the Prince of Cups. So the Prince of Cups is governing all of this. And I would say this is going to be your issue that you have to move past. So this is governing that new distraction that ends up being what I consider to be your destiny. So the Prince of Cups is going to be the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is reversed. So there's not a lot of motion here. There's not a lot of emotional investment. And if this is going to be your passion, the Prince of Cups, you're not emotionally invested in this. You haven't even really thought about it. I see this as ice here. So you're actually frozen in time. If you see this card, it's an amazing card. It's winter, and I feel like there's ice and it's just frigid and cold. I feel like you're frozen in time. You're unable to invest any emotion, which is the fuel for passion. To have this new, whatever this is. It's for you, though. I don't think this involves any other people at all. This is something you're working through by yourself. How are we going to fix that? We're going to fix it this way. And this is going to be our final card. So we have a Prince of Wands. So that's going to be the Knight of Wands. And that, that's, you're not passionate. And I'm aware that we have the Prince of Cups and the Prince of Wands, and usually, romance and things like that. And then super passionate, that divine spark. You've lost your passion, but it's there. It's in the future. It's waiting for you. And everything is conspiring here. Universe is conspiring to make this happen, to make this queen take over, to allow that divine feminine energy to nurture this new idea, this new, could be a relationship, this new creative, spiritual portion of yourself. And I keep saying we're finished pulling cards. I actually want to use the Hermetic deck here. I'm going to cut it. Once again, these are all pre-shuffled. Eight of Cups. You are not walking away. You have to leave. Yeah. Cut ties. You have to cut ties. Leave your emotions behind. Whatever it was that you created in your mind that was causing you all this grief, you have to forget. Let it go. Walk away. This card is signifying you need to walk away. Walk away. Put all of your emotion, everything else into this. If you want to be successful, if you want to go down this path, it's your choice. You do have free will. Cut ties with that past. Don't let the memories affect you emotionally or mentally. And move forward. And it can be amazing. All right. So for the month of December, Aries, this is a time to let go of the past, move forward, enter into something, into what you thought was a distraction, but there's actually going to be some kind of fruit that will bear itself to you. This is going to be a journey that, if you wish to take it, look at the sunflower. It's going to be magical. It's going to be magical if you want it to be. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks as always for joining me. Hope this resonated with my Aries friends, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and definitely have a wonderful, wonderful December. Take it easy.